I came to Blackwood from Cyrodiil. I don't remember when, but only one thing which I perfectly know, that I need visit Leyavin, the biggest city of Blackwood. And I'm heading to Leyavin, continues my adventure. I don't know. There is no desire to fight with someone. It will be better to continue. Just continue my trip to Leyavin. But maybe once I will return to this place. What is it? So... regardless all my tries to avoid adventures, the adventures and fights found me themselves. Okay. Adventurers wanted for exciting opportunity. Brave souls sought to explore a newly uncovered ruin. Once in a lifetime opportunity for glory and gold. Inquire with Sigira about the expedition. Written in another hand. Big job. Seems less than legal, but the gold's real. Meet north of Fort Redmayne. Bring friends. See you soon, little brother. Mirri. Mirri. Shattered and scattered. Okay. So, it looks like I need find Mirri. Or her little brother. I don't know. I really doubt about this idea.
My orders are to observe the ruin, not help you mount a suicidal rescue mission.
Then you can observe me kicking every fetching cultist's ass standing between me and my little brother.
I'm so sorry, friends, but I need to distract you.
Who are you? Another of these useless lay-in layabouts? Oh, no, you're an adventurer like me. Don't tell me, Zagira roped you into this mess too.
No, but what's the trouble?
My little brother and I answered a job posting seeking adventurers to help explore a newly discovered ruin, only once the expedition got underway and we were all split up, our employers turned on us. I barely got away.
So, apparently you are Mirri. Okay. What's your plan now?
Free my little brother and the others before something terrible befalls them? I don't know if I can do this on my own, but I have to try. Can I count on your help? Or were all the questions just morbid curiosity? I can pay if I have to.
If you can pay, then I think I will help you with your rescue.
There were 5, in addition to me, who got duped into this. My brother, Liam, Iolaf, a Nord warrior, Ardia, a high elf researcher, Dijos, an Argonian scout, and Garlor, a wood elf adventurer. Other than my brother, I don't know a lot about them.
What do you know about the ones who tried to take you captive?
Not much. Zagira, the woman who hired us, was charming. I didn't buy a story that her expedition was for study, but she paid half our fee up front. I figured they were just treasure hunters looking for plunder. We had no idea they were a cult.
And when did you realize?
About the time they said, "Don't kill her, we need her for the ritual," while trying to wrestle me to the ground. Probably saved my life, though. I fought twice as hard knowing they were taking it easy on me. No one else escaped that I know of.
So, just wait a minute.
You are headed into dangerous territory. I have reports of suspicious activity at some nearby ruins. You another adventurer looking for trouble?
Tell me first of all, why don't you believe her claims?
Because it doesn't matter what I believe. The legates heard her claim, and I was ordered to keep watch on the ruin. Observe and report, that's all. As to why I don't trust her, she's a little too fluent in the ways of Daedric cults for my liking.
I get it. And how so?
She was a little too certain, a little too specific in her knowledge when trying to convince the legates. No upstanding, divine-fearing folk would go into such lurid detail reporting a crime of this nature. She's not to be trusted at her word.
Who are you? Another of these useless... Free my little brother and the others before something... There were 5, in addition to me, who got duped and... Not much. Zagira, the woman who hired us. About the time they said, "Don't kill her, we need her for the ritual," while trying to wrestle me to the ground. Probably saved my life, though. I fought twice as hard knowing they were taking it easy on me. No one else escaped that I know of.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
We didn't get far with our expedition before things went sour, but the ruin was in pretty bad shape. You'll need a grapple bow to get anywhere quickly. Fortunately, I have a spare. They're simple enough to use if you've never tried one.
I want to ask you some questions.
All right, but remember, you already agreed to help me. It'd be rude to back out now. But seriously, I need your help. Please don't change your mind.
Yes, of course. I remember. So tell me about this ruin.
It's Daedric, in origin. Our employer claimed it was recently uncovered, but I have a hard time believing no one noticed until now. And despite its condition, it doesn't seem that old. Barely any overgrowth at all. None of it makes any sense.
Stop, you are saying this is a new construction?
100 years old at most. I couldn't tell you who built it, or how it came to be demolished, though. I didn't get much time to study it before those fetching cultists tried to throw a sack over my head and drag me off.
How do I use the grapple bow you gave me?
Just line up your sights with a suitable anchor point, release the bolt, and get ready to fly. Don't worry, they're pretty much designed to do all the work. The worst you'll have to worry about is underestimating the pull and spraining your neck.
Yes, okay.
I won't stand in the way if you wish to help her. It'll get her off my back at the least.
What seems to be the trouble?
To hear the Dark Elf tell it, some cult lured her and her ilk to an otherworldly ruin to sacrifice them in some unholy ritual. There's no evidence of that, so most likely it's a falling out between adventuring parties vying for claim of the ruin.
Are you here to resolve the feud?
I'm here to keep watch on this newly discovered ruin. The Ivory Brigade has more important things to do than mediate disputes between vagabonds, despite what the Dark Elf might think. If it were up to her, the entire Chamber of Legates would be here.
We didn't get far with our expedition before things went sour, but the ruin was in pretty bad shape. You'll need a grapple bow.
Doomvolt Wulpinas.
We need to reach the base camp, but be careful. I saw a lot more cultists during my escape than the ones who led me here. I've seen a lot of Daedric ruins in my life, but never one's quite like this. Alright, but remember, you already agreed. It's Daedric, 100. Just line up your sights.
Scams. Interesting.
I've seen a...
So, let's use grapple point.
That's not our sky. It wasn't like this before. We should hurry. The bridge is out, but that support looks sturdy enough for the grapple bow. This place has shifted. There should be a base camp just ahead, where we set up before splitting off to explore the ruin. I imagine the cult's using it now, but we should search it regardless.
Do you know what's happening in the sky?
It's changing.
Yes.
More like it's two skies mixing together. It wasn't like that before. I'm not sure what exactly that means just yet, but I'd wager it's got something to do with the cultists' ritual.
Let's observe, then. Atronak, okay.
The base camp should be... Eolaf! What are those fetchers doing to him?
Road is nearly complete.
That voice! Sagira! That's Eolaf. One of the other adventurers Sagira duped with this setup. They've got him strung up like a new life pony guar. Survey stones my ashy arse. That's a sacrifice if I've ever seen one. We've got to do something.
Survey stone?
Sagira had us escorting her scholars around the area to place those so-called survey stones. Supposedly, they would get the layout of this place in an instant. Bunch of guar dung, clearly. It's sucking the life out of him.
And can be destroyed?
I damn well plan to try. It'll be dangerous, though. For Eolaf, most of all. That ritual is already feeding off of him somehow. The sudden shock of destroying the stone might kill him. We could try weakening the ritual before ending it entirely.
And how do we do that?
That array by Eolaf seems to be the heart of the ritual, but the magic is being drawn to another focal point nearby. Destroying that might lighten the load on Eolaf, and the backlash of ending the ritual by force. It's the best chance of saving him.
Understood. Let's go.
We need to stop that ritual, the sooner the better, but Eolaf's chances of surviving go up exponentially if we try picking it apart carefully, instead of smashing the central array right at the start. The grapple bow should help us search around.
How do you know all this?
I don't know it. I'm making an educated guess. Daedrology is my main field of study, though I tend to avoid getting caught up in their worship and rituals. Mostly, I'm fascinated why anyone would join these fetching cults in the first place.
Why study Daedra if you don't really care for them?
I took an interest in the anticipations of the Tribunal and my ancestors' worship of them before the three rose to godhood. Dark elves aren't the only ones who revere Daedra alongside divines, but now's not the time for a philosophical discussion.
I agree with you.
We need to stop that ritual. That did it! The ritual's weakened! Viola! Follow me, quickly!
You don't have to tell me twice. Thanks mightily for getting me out of there. I don't know how much longer I could have lasted.
What was it they were doing to you?
Trying to pitch me into Orky's gnarled teeth. Or Dagon's, rather. Felt like all the air was sucked out of my lungs. Would have killed me if you hadn't come along. Was it always this hot in here?
I don't know. But do you know why they were trying to sacrifice you?
I'm just hired muscle. I don't meddle with magic. They were talking, though, about positioning the other stones. They sent each of us as an escort, split us up. If they got the better of me, I'm sure the others are in just as much trouble now.
Will you be alright?
Haven't felt this bad since I nearly drowned in the sea of ghosts. But I can feel my strength coming back.
It's good.
I think I'll be good enough to move once I've got my breath.
It's good.
I'll be fine. Help the others while there's still time.
I will try, friend.
It worked! Sorry if that sounds too much like surprise, but I couldn't be sure if that would be enough to save Olaf's life until we tried it. If the cult is doing this to the others, we should be able to free them too, if we're careful.
Mirri, any idea what it was they were doing to Olaf?
It was definitely a Daedric ritual, but not your typical sacrifice. Offerings to the princes are usually quick and brutal. This was much more purposeful. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish, but they were using Olaf's soul to power it.
Do you know where the others were taken?
The Swits didn't tell us much of their plans before stabbing us in the back, but I've got a rough idea where they were taking the other stones. If we head out the other side of these corridors, we should be on the right path.
Let's keep moving then.
That was horrible. Felt like my soul was getting torn out of me, little by little.
I recognize these corridors. The expedition hadn't split up just yet. Everyone aside from Olaf would have been led somewhere beyond. The exit wasn't far, but it's sure to feel like farther now that the place is crawling with cultists and Daedra. I recognize these corridors. Hold on. I recognize that journal. It belonged to Ardia.
Ardia's journal. Exploration of this shattered ruin. Sagira has paid us well to escort her surveyors through this unusual ruin. Truth be told, I might have come along for free if I would known what we would find here. The Daedric designs are like nothing I've ever seen, but disturbingly familiar. They are expensive as well, far more so than they first appeared. I feel like we haven't traveled that far, but the landscapes within the compound seem incongruous to what I observed from outside the entrance. I should probably draw a few maps along with my notes. I knew I should have mapped as I went. Sagira's surveyors turned on me as soon as they got me away from the rest of our group. I tripped and my cloak tore free, so I bolted. I just need to write down where I go, process of elimination. Left, out the door. Across the chasm. I'm completely turned around. I hear them coming. No time.
Well, I'll be. Ardia actually made a break for it. She's the last one I'd have expected to escape. 2 left feet, that one. Much as I'd like to believe she made it out, somehow I doubt it.
You think she was caught?
Honestly, I'm impressed she made it this far, but my gut tells me she's still here. I think we should keep looking for the rest of those sacrificial stones. Whoever's still bound up in the cult's rituals is in the greatest danger.
Understood.
It's getting to the point that I hardly recognize this place. It's like the sky is on fire and everything's scorched. Did the cult come here just to destroy this place? That hardly makes any sense, but Daedra worship too often doesn't.
Maybe the destruction isn't the point?
It's possible this is all just a side effect of the ritual, not its intent. Who knows? Maybe their magic isn't just feeding on the souls of those they've captured, but everything here. All the more reason to stop them, quickly.
Wow.
Lava? And look, those trees! The shifting is more drastic here. It's getting to the point that I hardly recognize. It's getting to the point. Looks like they caught Ardia after all. We need to free her. We need to free Ardia from that ritual before it drains her soul completely, even if it kills her. Still, we should look for focal crystals nearby that are drawing power from her. Destroying them is the only way to save her life and her soul.
What do you mean by even if it kills her?
I mean, stopping the ritual prematurely might kill her, but there are fates worse than death. If her soul is drained entirely from her body, it won't be left to the mercy of the Divines. It'll probably wind up in the clutches of oblivion. Drawing power from the ritual. Let's keep looking. That's done it. Now, destroy the array. Watch your step!
I'm just a little unsteady. Normally, I love new experiences. It's why I got into exploring. Not that one. Never, ever again.
Sorry, but we found your journal.
Oh, I thought I'd never see that again. Thank you. I have a great deal to add to it now. I think it's good to record all you can, good and bad. It forces you to think about what you've seen and done. Makes you more mindful of how events shape you.
Did you learn something that we might find helpful?
Zigira was yelling at her followers about jeopardizing the foothold when I was trying to escape. I don't quite get what she meant, but I think they're turning this place into their stronghold. And I saw Zigira when they caught me. The real Zigira.
What do you mean, the real Zigira?
Among her followers, she dropped the mask she'd been wearing. She's a Daedra. These cultists are the usual misguided fools dabbling with things they don't really understand. They're true believers. I'll never forget how they howled for her adulation. Normally, I love new experiences.
It looks like Ardia will be all right. Hopefully she can make a successful escape this time.
How many more of these rituals do you think there are?
I can't be certain, but Dijo, Scarlor, and my little brother Liam are still missing. We have to assume they've been captured and bound like the other two. We need to stop these rituals, and not just for their sakes.
What do you mean?
I have a theory about the purpose of these rituals. The changes to the land, the sky, the blasted heat. I think this place is being overtaken by another plane. If I had to guess, I'd say it's becoming the Deadlands.
But how is it possible?
I think this ruin isn't actually part of Nirn. More like a piece of our world bottled up, and the cult is trying to fill the bottle from another source.
All the more reason to stop these rituals.
I'm going to take it slow, but I should be all right getting away now that you and Mirri are here causing a commotion. I hope you're able to save the others.
This ruin is not like any other I've seen, and I've seen a lot of Daedric ruins. Seal knows I would have loved to study it. Liam too. Damn Zigira and her fanatics. This ruin is not like it. Is that Garlor over here? Garlor? Oh, fetching Vec! 3 alive, I can't look at him. Can you see if there's anything left of him in there? He's gone. Soul-shriven. I've read accounts of this happening, but I've never seen it myself. This ravaged body is all that's left of Garlor. His soul, gone somewhere far worse. This is what will happen to the others. To my little brother.
Only if we fail.
Right. You're right. This isn't the time to lose it. There's still hope for the others. Garlor couldn't have wandered far like this. There must be another ritual site nearby. Let's go. This is it! And they've got Dijos! This focal point is finished, but it wasn't the only one by the look of it.
Waste away.
Stopped feeding on their soul. Let's do the same to the rest. You're free! Come on!
Came back for me? Thanks to you, there will be something left for the Hist when my time finally comes. But I did not expect the Dark Elf to stick her neck out for me.
Why not?
Dark Elves have not been kind to my Eggkin, and I have
I
not
know.
been kind to theirs in turn. I see I judged her too harshly. I should apologize to her and her brother, if he still lives. He was taken prisoner by Zagira, personally.
Do you know where she took him?
To the heart of the vault, she said. Further down this path. Where it leads, I cannot say. I don't even recognize this place anymore. I only know it dries my scales worse than Ebonheart. Thanks to you.
We managed to save her. I don't know if that'll improve her opinion of me. Well, my kind. But I'm glad. I wouldn't wish what happened to poor Galor on anyone.
We've accounted for everyone, but your brother.
Liam.
Yes.
Hang in there, little brother. We'll find you. We seem to be getting close to the heart of the cult's plot. Other than the ruins, the terrain here is unrecognizable from where we came from. I'd wager that's where we'll find him. And Zagira.
You want to go after her too?
No, I don't care about that hooded viper. I just want my little brother back. But if she stands in our way, I'll gladly kick her fetching ass back to oblivion. Come on, Liam needs me.
Thanks to you.
Zagira! Give Liam back, and maybe I won't fetch and kill you!
Allow me to reward you for hampering our progress. You may listen to your brother's muffled screams, unmolested, as you stand helpless before this gateway.
Seal the gate. We need to remove that barrier. Which might have something to do with it. Switch locked us out. We aren't getting that gate open by force, but I bet that mechanism plays some part in getting it open.
Any thoughts on what to do?
I think that mechanism must be connected to the gate, but that can't be the only thing stopping us, or Zagira wouldn't be so confident. We should look around. There might be more of these Daedric objects involved in the barrier. Switch locked us out. We aren't getting that gate open by force, but I bet that mechanism plays some part in getting it open. Liam. The barrier is down. Let's get through that gate and save Liam. Zagira, if you think a little lava is going to stop me, you've got another thing coming. This is it! We're going to save Liam and stop Zagira's plot here and now. Let's find the ritual's focal points and weaken it so we can set him free.
You think we have time for that?
I don't know. He's my little brother. I have to try. If it comes to it. End the ritual prematurely. I'd rather send Liam into the arms of Mother Morrowind than let Oblivion have him. Just try. Please.
Sure, of course. I will do what I can.
There's no time to waste. Destroy the focal crystals so we can free Liam from the ritual. Lightens their burden a bit, but it might not be enough. Look for other focal crystals.
Mirri,
I'll get
I
you
thought
out
I'd
of
never
here.
see you again.
You can inform your worthless legates that we stopped the cultists. No thanks to you.
Just be grateful your little dispute didn't land you afoul of the law. Cease your meddlesome trespassing while you're ahead, and get a real job. I suppose you helped the Dark Elf rescue her associates?
Yes.
You'll hear no complaint from me. I can report the matter closed, and get back to a worthwhile patrol.
Goodbye, man. And how are you?
I am glad you were able to rescue Liam. I could not look Mirri in the face if she had fished a bitter old lizard from the mire at the cost of her own loved one. If more dark elves were like them, there would be fewer Argonians like me.
It is a difficult question. Question about nationalities or something else. Just hope you will be alright.
Glad to see Mirri got her brother free. Gladder still you two bothered with me along the way. I won't soon forget that.
Never forget that.
I see you managed to reunite Mirri and Liam. I could tell the two of them were close when we met. Thank the Divines for that, because I don't know if she'd have gone to such lengths for us otherwise. No, I think she would have.
I think too. And Liam Elandis.
Thought I was finished there. Mirri too.
Yes.
I was praying to the three that she wasn't going to share my fate. Someone was listening, because you're a real godsend.
And are you alright now?
Yes, I think so. Still feeling drained, but I'm beginning to get sensation back in my chest. Really odd feeling, let me tell you. I don't recommend it. Mirri brought me along to have someone she could trust, but I just ended up being a liability.
She is clearly very protective of you.
Well, I'm the baby brother, and Mirri takes her place as the eldest very seriously. She's more of a mother than our mother in some ways. Mom would call this a learning experience. Doesn't like to cuddle.
Are you saying your mom would have left you behind?
Oh, no. Mom would have beaten Zagira to death with a cook pan if it came down to it. She'd just lecture us about needing to be able to get ourselves out of a pinch without her. You know how adventurers are.
Yes. And did you learn anything about the cultists' plot while you were held prisoner?
Just what I overheard. It's not like Zagira gloated about her genius plans while I was bound up. She mostly just yelled at me for Mirri causing trouble and told me all the horrible things that would happen when they tossed my soul to Mehrunes Dagon.
What did you overhear?
Well, there was this one thing that stuck out. The cult Zagira was leading is much bigger than this group. Something about how this foothold would be vital to their ambitions. All rather typical cult drivel, if you ask me.
We did it! My little brother is safe, and that backstabbing viper Zagira's plans are in shambles. Oh, I almost wish I could see what Dagon does to her for her failure. But my imagination's probably better than his anyway.
What next, Mirri?
We leave this useless swit to his report and count to Zora's lucky stars. My little brother is alive and well, thanks to you. That's more than I could ask. We owe you. If you ever need anything, and I mean anything, you can count on me.
I can count on you. Literally.
I should get word that we're safe to our parents as soon as possible. I hope to see you again soon. And Liam, straight to Leyawen, you hear?
I just want a moment to catch my breath and thank your friend here, Mother.
I wish you adventurers would leave well enough alone. The Brigadines have enough troubles to hold at bay without vagabonds stirring up ungodly ruins.
What are you going to do now?
If what you and that vagabond say is true, I might be out of a job. I'll stick around for a little while, but if things get quiet enough, I may head off to Leowin or even Gideon. Always work for a man in my line.
I am glad you were able to.
Glad to see me.
I see you managed to reunite.
Thought I was finished there. Mirri, too. I was praying to the three that she wasn't going to share my fate. Someone was listening, because you're a real godsend.